This is Medi Circle, and you're watching Rendezvous with Smita Kumar. Today, we are talking to Saurabh Satija, founder and CEO of Cure Assist, AI-powered digital hospital to assess health and assess care remotely. He has 12 years of brand management and marketing experience and is passionate about innovation, branding, and technology-enabled products, which led to him being 2X startup founder. Hi, Saurabh. Welcome to Medi Circle.
Hi, Smita. How are you?
Great. So it's a pleasure to have you here. So to begin with, how does Cure Assist help in solving issues of primary healthcare?
So Cure Assist is a mobile application which it consists of a AI-powered symptom checker bot with which a user can assess basis symptoms. And once the assessment is done, the system automatically curates a host of doctors with whom this user can then get into a consultation with, a video consultation or a teleconsultation, depending on the need which the user has. When I take a step back and look at how the healthcare market is tagged, in India, we have one doctor for every 2,200 patients. So there is a huge demand and supply gap which we see in the country. It is even more, predominant when it comes to specialist doctors, where people generally think that specialist doctors are the way to go to it, but they are also very, very small in number, and the supply is very, very short. In addition, research after research has shown that close to 70% of the medical conditions do not even require the person to actually travel to the doctor for a physical examination. And that is where Cure Assist wants to play a part. So use the power of AI to give the user an understanding what his or her symptom entails, and basis that assessment, give them the power or curate a set of doctors with whom this person can then get into a teleconsultation or video consultation with. So I think that's the main focus area, or that's the core of the product. In addition, we are also aggregating a host of other ancillary healthcare services where the user has a full stack experience when it comes to healthcare. So access to diagnostic labs, pharmacies, or any preventive care solutions, which are based on the tenets of Ayurveda, homeopathy, Siddha, etc. So we are providing that entire bouquet of services and packaging together into one application and giving it to the user set.
Oh, that's
so,
great.
so that's Cure Assist for you.
So tell us about the genesis of Cure Assist and how it came into being.
So it's an interesting story. So while I was building my previous health tech startup, which was one of India's first alternative medicine recommendation platform called Health Socho, wherein we used to aggregate Ayurveda, homeopathy, as well as nutraceuticals, and curate content around it. The intent was very, very simple. How is it that we can help this user and to get hold of alternative medicine and dispel the myths around alternative medicine? But during the course of building that, what we saw, a lot of people used to keep coming back asking for recommendation on allopathic medicines. And they would just come back saying, "Oh, I have a headache. Could you tell me which allopathic medicine should I take?" And they would also state, "Oh, and when the team would revert to them that, guys, we are not a doctor. Yes, it is a symptom, but you still need to reach out to a doctor." The responses were even more strange. I mean, they would say, "Oh, it's just a headache. Why don't you just tell us what it needs to be taken? I mean, you're already showcasing Ayurveda products. What is the harm in telling us what allopathic medicine should one take?" In addition, the users would also come back stating, "Oh, we don't have access to a doctor. We have to travel 100 kilometers, 75 kilometers. So if you just tell us, I mean, it will be very, very helpful. I'll just go down to my nearest pharmacy shop and tell him that I've been recommended this ABCD medicine for headache, and I will procure it." That got me thinking, I mean, and started delving deeper into what exactly entails into healthcare, and figured out the massive demand and supply gap which we have. And in addition, like what I stated earlier as well, close to 70% of the medical conditions don't even require people to travel to doctors. So I said, let me just figure out a way wherein I can help these user sets to understand what their symptom is. And it should not be a case where a headache, which might be something else, or a warning signal for a major disease, where people think that, oh, it's fine. Let me just take a medication, the symptoms subside, and it's fine. So let me help them with this part, and also the accessibility part, because India, as you know, is very, very big, and most of the doctors, close to 70% of them, are concentrated in tier one and metro cities. So how is it that I can help people beyond that? So that's why said, let's start something. Let's build a product which takes care and checks these two aspects, and that is how Cure Assist was born.
That's really great to know. But as you have been associated with such big brands like Mantra, Kingfisher, and Godfrey Phillips, so how has your experience been?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, prior to my entrepreneurial journey, I think I was a corporate warrior myself and never thought of being an entrepreneur. Very, very frankly, started off as a management trainee with Godfrey Phillips. Was given different cross-functional stints across different geographies, and went on to also manage the flagship brand of the company. And for the 5 years, I was just having the blast of my life, and then went on to work with Kingfisher, wherein I was managing brand Kingfisher Premium. That again was a great journey in itself, because I got exposed to IPL, I got exposed to Formula One, and what ATL entails, how do you manage sponsorships, and then took a leap of faith and took a very, very different role of building brand partnerships team for Myntra. That is something which I had never done in my earlier roles. But again, had a great journey with Myntra. I mean, the entrepreneurial bug was bitten there itself. Saw what kind of joy people get into building certain things, and that's when I decided that I need to take a plunge. And when you say that, when you think that you need to do something, I think the universe also conspires to make that thing happen.
True.
And that is exactly what happened. A couple of my friends reached out to me stating that they are also interested in doing something, and we finally took the plunge of building Health Socho.
So when did you start with Health Socho?
Way back in 2015, ran it till 2018, and that is when founded Cure Assist.
I have been speaking to a lot of startups and entrepreneurs, and one question which they commonly ask is, what is brand positioning, first of all, and how important is it for a product to be successful? Because they being growing entrepreneurs and starting their business, it's really difficult for them to understand from the perspective of a brand. How should they be able to make their products brands?
So I think the journey starts with the idea that you are trying to solve a particular problem, but then the bug of scaling it comes along, and we think that this is what it's all about: consumer acquisition, and we will deploy all of it what we need to, be it the GDNs, be it the display network, Facebook campaigns. That is exactly what marketing is all about. And I think in the past 5-6 years, that is the trend which I've been seeing. But there is a parallel thought or school of thought which talks about what is it that the user wants to perceive your brand to be. And I think that's the most important part. You as a founder has a vision, but how do you replicate that vision so that the user is able to understand? I think that's the simplistic definition of brand positioning. I mean, taking the recent example of White Hat Junior. I mean, there's a big debate going on that people are talking about how can 6-year-old kids, 6-year-old kids code.
I started coding at the age of 16. I remember I used to love code. So I started at 16, but yes, they are telling that kids can, code programs and do a lot of programming languages. I don't know whether it is true, because even my daughter, who is just 15 years old, she was starting when I should be started coding. Actually, she's not at all interested, but yes, the ads and all, they are so glossy, and they make you believe that yes, coding is really easy. And if you have a logic, it can be done.
Absolutely. So I think for me personally, I think they did a wonderful job. Whatever fire they have been getting on social media, that's just one part of it. but the intent of polarizing and making people aware of what the country requires is very, very important. And there are again two schools of thought. One school of thought is of parents who are absolutely banishing it, that kids need to enjoy, kids need to go outside, kids need to do things, which is fine. No denial on that. But there is another school of thought which says, looking at the country, where there are 8 to 10 lakh engineers who are graduating annually, how do you differentiate? What is the edge which you give to these young engineers so that they are job worthy? And that is where I think it does a great job in hitting the chord right where it needs to be, telling the parents that if you start early, there is nothing which can stop your kid to achieve. And I think the age is also such that you can mold the kid into a different format. So if there is an inherent understanding or a logical thought process, then I think the kid will obviously go into that direction. But that nudge is still required. And I think the advertisement or the campaign in itself did the job beautifully well. It has polarized people into two schools of thought, done its job of telling people that this is what is required. And I think going forward, whenever people talk about coding, there would be an instance where White Hat Junior would be taken into account. So I think for me, I think it's a tick in the box. But again, I'm just stating my views, not of the larger audience.
Yes. So really, it was great talking to you, Saurabh, with us here. And it was really strange to know that even, I mean, I didn't know that 70% of the cases where you actually don't need to travel to a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
for every small ailment, it is the site that we need to go and visit a doctor physically. And online consultations, video consultations are still at large here in India. And we are, yes, thanks to COVID, that yes, we are turning towards digitalization in healthcare, but it is
Yeah.
still a distant dream.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you would be amazed to know that close to 70% of the doctors who are in tier one and metro cities are catering to just 30-35% of the population. There is a lot of underrepresented population beyond tier one and metro cities who just have access to 30% of the workforce of doctors. So yes, there is a huge demand and supply gap, but there is also a huge demographic spread, which makes it even more difficult for people to get access to care, timely care. And that is where we are trying to do whatever we can do to help these individuals.
So thank you so much once again, Saurabh, for joining us here, and all the
Thank you,
best
Smita.
for your all future endeavors. I think Cure Assist is really doing a great job. If so many cases are where you don't require a physical consultation, then we must be having such alternatives where we can actually balance this gap, which is huge among the patients and doctors.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Smita, for inviting me for this talk. I think MediCircle in itself is doing a great job in curating relevant content. I think that's the most important part, dispelling myths and telling people what exactly they need to do. I think, and that's where MediCircle is actually doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Smita.